Good afternoon, Facebook, YouTube, and Google Plus and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your second video blog of the day for Friday, May 13th, 2016, around 3:56 in the afternoon, Billerica, Massachusetts. Hopefully you're having yourselves a great Friday the 13th. Hopefully no bad luck. Hopefully you do not go under a ladder or see a black cat. It's cloudy out today in the area. Some rain showers, but nothing too significant. It's a cloudy day. Some news to report. The Los Angeles Kings re-signed their head coach Darryl Sutter to a long-term extension, so congratulations to him. And also, ABC has announced they canceled a couple of shows. They canceled Nashville, they canceled The Muppet Show, and they canceled Agent Carter. And that's about it on news. My second video blog subject of the day is about the former ESPN interview show called Up Close. Up Close lasted about 20 years on ESPN. It was a half hour, an hour-long discussion with a sports figure. Up Close started in 1981 on the USA Network called Sports Look, and it was sponsored by Mazda, and it was hosted by Roy Firestone, and he engaged one-on-one with a sports figure, and they will have like an in-depth interview, like 30 minutes or so, which was a great format. Roy interviewed so many of the biggest sports stars of the day, the newsmakers. And in 1982, Up Close moved to ESPN, and it got the time slot before Sports Center, and it was a highly rated show. Roy Firestone was such a great interviewer. He won many Cable Ace Awards for Best Studio Host. This was before the Emmys would be incorporated into cable shows be incorporated into the Emmys. And like Roy interviews great names, and on occasion Roy Firestone would have like up close primetime specials on ESPN, maybe monthly or quarterly, and then he would even have more interviews with bigger names, or like a replay of some of his classic interviews. And it was shot in Los Angeles. In 1994, Up Close got a new host. Roy Firestone left Up Close, and Chris Myers hosted it, and it moved to like 5:30 in the afternoon because SportsCenter moved to 6 p.m. and was still highly rated. It got some of the best ratings in history in the late 1990s. In November of 1995, Chris Myers got an interview with O.J. Simpson. This was his first interview since he got acquitted of that trial, and it was one of the highest rated ever. Chris Myers had he was not as great as Roy Firestone, but he was doing a pretty good job, and it was expanded to an hour in late 1998, and in 1999, Chris Myers votes for Fox Sports, and former like ESPN substitute Baseball Tonight host and SportsCenter anchor Gary Miller replaces Chris Myers, and the ratings start to go downhill because the like one-on-one interview shows that that ESPN was doing was kind of falling by the wayside. Plus, a lot of people thought Up Close ran its course. Gary Miller was a decent host, but he wasn't no Roy Firestone. And in the 2000s, the ratings for Up Close continued to go downhill. And in October of 2001, ESPN canceled Up Close after 20 years on the air, 19 on ESPN, the other one on the USA Network. It was a very disappointing end for one of ESPN's signature shows back in the day. I think Up Close was probably maybe the second most popular show on ESPN besides SportsCenter in the 80s and 90s, and it reran some of the classic interviews like Roy Firestone did, and Chris Myers and Gary Miller appear from time to time on Up Close Classics on ESPN Classics, and Roy Firestone usually has some inserts and wraparounds about some of the greatest moments of Up Close. Wish he hosted the show the entire 20-year run, but they probably didn't. They had mutual partings over ways in the mid-1990s. After Up Close was canceled, ESPN's talk shows became basically debates, which, that was the way it was going. And that's about it on Up Close. And that's about it on this video blog for right now. Later on tonight, the third and final video blog of the night, which will be about former ECW valet Beulah McGillicuddy. She's hardcore. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Butter guy. Molly Rose Blood, the WCCO Oxen has nice legs. Elizabeth Hutt's so stunning. She's the best. Amy Swensey's so awesome. She's got nice legs as well. Linda Church is cool. Bob Gibbs of ABC 11 has that sweet southern accent. And Paula Eben of WBZ TV4 is the best. And in the words of Sean Lucha, get out! See you later, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+.